Alright guys, I usually use Twitter, Periscope, and not Facebook. So this is my first Facebook. I'm here in the Canyonlands in Utah. Just got here today, and we're at a place called Upheaval Canyon. Upheaval Canyon is an impact crater. It's about 5 kilometers across. Studies have shown two different impactors, either an asteroid or a comet. Dates back to the late Jurassic. And so what the goal for today is that this is about 1,000 feet down to the central uplift. This is known as a complex crater. Complex craters are slightly different than a regular crater. What happens is the impactor, the joules is so intense that there's an actual shock wave, and it uplifts the center, and we get what we call the complex crater. There are different studies that show how old this crater is. Some date back to the Jurassic, the Cretaceous. So studies are still debating each other. How big is this crater? It's about 5 kilometers across, about 1,000 feet down, and you can see the beautiful crater wall. I'm actually sitting on the rim of the wall. That's the crater wall. That's the central peak, and it's just a beautiful morning here in the Canyonlands in Utah. Now on Twitter, where I normally post most of my stuff and information, I posted something about bringing a group out here in a couple of months when it cools off for kind of like a planetary science geology trip. So that's going to happen, I'm thinking mid-October, maybe before Halloween. Only because it's cooler. Today it's supposed to be something like 100 degrees. I don't think so. It's about 60 now. It's still cloudy, which is good. The forecast was sunny, 110. I don't think that's going to happen. So that's pretty cool. So that's it. So I'm rather surprising that Verizon has a very strong signal here. When I did my research last week, it said no cell phone signals. And so I had to bring my little satellite GPS communicator for emergencies. So that's so the goal for me is to head down to the central peak. I'm looking for something called shock rock. Shock rock is a geological feature that only happens during impactor from an asteroid or a comet. They also happen during nuclear explosions, but this is not a nuclear explosion. Why does this look like Mars? Well, this is called an analog site, and NASA and ASU, a lot of universities come out here because geologically it is very similar to the surface of Mars. You can even see the red terrain. That's mostly oxidation, just like it happened on Mars. You can see the trail down there, barely. It's not actually that far. It looks complex, but it's a really easy trail to go down there. You got to have a permit. So I applied for a permit with the National Park Service. So they allowed me 48 hours out here. So I got to get out of here before the permit expires, or I'll get a fine or something if they come looking for me. All right, guys, so I'm going to actually do some work, and I'm going to post some photos on Twitter. If anybody has questions, you got about 10 seconds. If not, I am going to end this because guess what? It is draining the battery. So talk to you guys later.